everybody, it's me, Matthew Kramer, and with me today is straight from America, Rebecca Pratt. She's the projects coordinator for Orphan Relief and Rescue, and so she's been here kind of looking at some projects, deciding where we're going to go to next. So Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you.
From the States. Welcome to Liberia.
Thank you.
So how did it feel coming back to Liberia, seeing some of your friends, the old orphanages that we've worked with before?
Yeah, it's always great to connect with all of the kids again. Of course, they're very close to my heart. The directors, some of them are doing really well, some of them not so well, so we're having to work extra with them.
Okay.
But for the most part, yeah, it was very, very rewarding in what we saw.
So you've spent the last 2 weeks here in Liberia, you're leaving tomorrow, going to orphanages that are pretty much mostly unaccredited, seeing what's out there, spreading Orphan Relief and Rescue even further. What have you seen that really shocked you? What were you happy about with the orphanages that you've seen?
Yeah, so the main goal was to assess all the unaccredited orphanages in the city. So we're almost done doing that. So Andrew's going to finish that off for me. And just seeing what exactly the situation was with each of these orphanages. I felt like we just didn't have enough information to start up country yet. We are going to venture a little bit up in country that we've decided today. We took a up country excursion yesterday and found some very interesting things that I'll share in a moment. But what we did is we were looking at which ones were in very desperate situations here that we could affect immediately. So with that, we talked today and just assessing the situations, building relationships with these directors, finding out the integrity and the honesty, and can we trust them. We're going to start a feeding program with one of them, and then some relief with a few others. Our relief program will do not just food, but some of them have enough food, but their roof is caving in on the children. So there's others that don't have mosquito screens, or the kids are on just dirty blankets on the floor. So we're just going to do a little bit different of relief instead of just food, because some of them have food aid, but they don't have other aid. So that's kind of what we decided, is just to kind of revamp our relief program to not just entitle with food.
Right, that's one of the things that I find is pretty cool about Orphan Relief and Rescue, is that we're able to do just what the orphanage needs. We don't just kind of come in and say, well, this is our blanket program. We're able to, you know, if somebody needs mosquito nets, we do that, and that's one thing that I'm really excited about. No, we also scouted some bigger projects. Fatus, salamis. Tell us a little bit about those.
Okay, so we have, with our relief program, that's kind of our into the orphanage, and we build relationships with the directors at that point. And so if they prove to be very honest and integrous directors, and they're doing as best they could with what they have with the children, then we go to the next step with a possible construction project and a bigger project to get these kids in more sanitary conditions.
Right.
So we have a couple different projects. Fatus, we're finishing her completely up, and we're just doing a few more latrines and a boys' dorm with that. Child survival, we're going to put a roof on that this coming week, and those kids have been dripping, and water's been dripping on them every time it rains, which is every night right now. And so, and then we have Gourmet, which we have enough to finish Gourmet's project, which you will see in some further video coverage. And so she had started the walls of this new place, and so we're able to finish her completely off so that her kids can move out of the ghetto area that they've been living in. And then we have a few more projects that we have found during this time. Do you want me to share those projects now?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay. So one of them, we're taking on a relief project with, and that is, we call it Sia's Orphanage. And her kids are hungry kids, and they're in a very awful living conditions. So we're going to do a feeding program. Medically, you know, we're going to do some sort of clinic with them, make sure they're medically taken care of. And then we would like to take on a full construction with that eventually.
Awesome.
We're going to evaluate a little bit more with that director, but it looks like from what we see, she does a school of 150 with the community children, and she's just been certified with the Board of Education here in Liberia. And so she's very much giving out to her community. Her husband has a driving school, teaches people how to drive, And when they don't have food, which is regularly, she goes in the bush and she sells charcoal. She gets charcoal, brings it to the city, and sells it. So we're just going to come alongside them and help them with some food relief and medical. And we're hoping to take on a larger full construction project, because you'll see some pictures where her orphanage is just, it's very sad conditions for these children. So that's one. The next one that's a very immediate issue is one we saw yesterday up country. And that was where an orphanage, a whole orphanage, is actually having to be out of their rental place. They were supposed to be out in October, and they put money, all the money they normally pay for rent, they paid for property, and they purchased an acre of land, and they've been building. All the kids have been doing block, and they've been building a partial home. And so we saw that they have to move out December 18th is what we found out today through Christian Aid Ministries. Christian Aid Ministries does provide food for them and provided a little bit of zinc for their roof and a little bit of cement, but they're at capacity level of giving, so they can't give any more. So we see this as a real desperate situation for these kids that really will be homeless December 18th if they don't get this complete. So we are going to be assessing this a little bit more in the next couple days, but it looks like we're going to take that on as a project to finish them off and possibly do some other things, latrines and things as we research. But it's very exciting. They have 80 kids that really will be homeless, December 18th if someone doesn't intervene. So,
well, it sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
But Orphan Relief and Rescue is up to the challenge. So you heard about the new projects here on Liberia today, and stay tuned and we'll have updates from all those projects. Rebecca, thank you very much for coming, seeing the country, checking out the orphanages, and doing all the hard work that you do. So thank you very much.
All right.
We'll see you next time, guys.
All right.